Welcome inside the CBC Olympics digital studio. We made it. It's Paris Pulse, day 16, the last day. I'm Dale Manucdoc. She's Meg Roberts.
Coming up in our last show, Canada secured one last gold medal, and it was done with style. Flag bearers have been announced to close out the games. Who are they, if you haven't seen yet? Dale and I break down our favorite moments, Canadian and international. Also, we introduce you to our digital hosts that will be here for the Paralympics. And I get you the details on the closing ceremony. But to start this show, we're going to talk about Phil Kim with the big gold medal.
I mean, I won't forget watching Phil Kim, B-Boy Phil Wizard, win a gold medal for Canada. It was thrilling from the semifinal to the final. In the semifinal, I really thought he basically won the competition there. He's so emotional after having won the only gold medal ever awarded to a B-Boy, and perhaps even the last.
It might be the only gold medal ever awarded at the Olympics in this sport, because it won't be on the program in LA in 2028. Who knows if it'll come back again. And yeah, it was wildly entertaining to watch. The athleticism is incredible. To stand on your head like that, hold those poses, you have to be ripped in order to do this.
And even outside of those incredibly athletic moments, there was parts of musicality, which is one of the categories they're judged on, that really wowed me. It's one point in the semifinals where Phil Kim just put his hand in his head like Michael Jackson in Smooth Criminal, and he starts shaking his legs like the chicken leg.
Yeah.
I don't even know what this move's called, but you know what? It whipped everyone into a frenzy because it was really dope.
You know, the commentators were saying that Phil Kim was doing things that had never been seen before, moves that the world has never seen before. He's creating history, and I think that breakdancing showed the world something that maybe a lot of us haven't seen, like myself included. And it showed us how you can mesh sport and athleticism and creativity and art and dance. Yeah, it was wild to watch. We loved it.
It must be really hard to call breaking for the first time at the Olympics because there are so many moves that don't have names, right? There are people who have signature moves, and you can just refer to it as a signature move. But Phil Kim wins Canada's 9th gold medal of these games, so he brings the total to 27. That is a record tally for Canada in a non-boycotted games.
Yes, so Tokyo had the record at 24 medals. Canada has broken that. 9 gold medals, which is also a record as well. An incredible Olympic result. What I'm curious to know, Dale, obviously we're looking at the United States, 126 medals won. That's a lot. But if we break this down per capita, how are we doing?
You asked the right guy. Very good at math.
Oh, okay.
The United States has about 10 times the population. They have about 5 times the medals. So Canada, per capita,
we won the Olympics.
Better at sports.
We won the Olympics, tell everybody.
Hands down, 100%. You know what really impressed me, not that everybody wasn't impressive at the Olympics for Team Canada, but to see people get multiple medals like a Summer McIntosh, like an Ilya Haroun in his first Olympic Games, and Katie Vincent as well.
For me, it was the gold medals in sports that we haven't seen gold medals in either, or medals in general, not even gold medals, but Cameron Rogers, obviously, and Ethan Katzberg, these are
Eleanor Harvey.
Yeah, history-breaking moments. And so for me, those are what kind of stuck out, as those ones that go down in history books.
You know who's going down in the history books? Is Summer McIntosh. She had the best moment for Team Canada from my perspective when I'm looking at the games in its totality. Her narrative throughout the 9-day swim meet, but really what stood out to me was her 200-meter individual medley. That was an absolute barn burner of a race because if you remember, Meg, in the 400-meter IM, in the 200-meter butterfly, she was leading those races for the most part. And in the 400-meter, there are pictures where she's the only swimmer in the frame.
Yeah.
Right? And this one, she really had to close out and chase down Alex Walsh to win that gold medal.
Yeah, that was an incredible race. So I think you're going to like this next segment because Canada has introduced its flag bearers.
Hey Canada! We're very excited to announce that we will be your flag bearers.
I just blanked out.
Did I do good?
Hey Canada!
We're very excited to announce that we will be your flag bearers for the closing ceremonies.
And we can't wait.
Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm.
It's like 4 words. How do I not know that?
Hey Canada! We're very excited to announce that we will be your flag bearers for the closing ceremonies.
And we can't wait to carry that flag.
Dale, if our show wasn't live, that would be you and I.
Those two are coming for our jobs, Meg. They are unbelievable.
They
on
are
camera.
And they had obviously an unbelievable Olympics. Would have this been your choice?
Totally. And I know that I gave you my favorite Canadian moment of these games. What about yours?
My favorite Canadian moment was Canada's soccer game against France. I know that the Canadian women's team did not have the moment, perhaps, or the games that they wanted because of all the controversy. But before this game, we had just heard that 6 points would be deducted for the whole drone gate situation. France, an excellent team. They would have been one of the hardest teams to beat in that group already. And so when they did win, the celebration afterwards, I had mentioned this earlier, but I was in Tokyo when the women's team won the gold medal, and the celebration was almost comparable because they defied so many odds by beating this team and being able to advance outside of group play. Afterwards, also, CBC Sports talked to Vanessa Gilles, who's a defender, and she had such an emotional interview, and she said, "We're not cheaters, we are damn good players." And I think that quote really resonated around the country. I might even get that tattooed like on my arm or something because I just think it's great. But for me, that was a moment that is definitely going to stick out.
Yeah, I'll never forget that story. I'll never forget that interview as well.
Yeah, and I mean, that drone gate and that whole situation really occupied so much talk around the game. So, in order for them to kind of persevere through that was just wonderful. Okay, your favorite international moment?
I think this one's a given. When we started this journey, Meg, as digital host for CBC Olympics, we were asked doing some promo work. What are you looking forward to most? And my answer then was actually Novak Djokovic chasing down the only thing that's missing
Knew you were going to say this.
From his resume. And it took him 4 cracks to get this over 20 years because he missed 1 games. But he wins a gold medal. Was the last thing missing from his tennis resume. He's my favorite athlete in the world. I know he's a polarizing figure, but I've been invested in his career, in his success since 2009. That's almost half my life. I've been following this guy
Yes.
and rooting for him. So to see him get it done on the biggest stage at Roland Garros against Carlos Alcaraz, it couldn't have been better for me.
For everybody watching, Dale cried a little. No.
I'm not afraid
No,
to
I know.
cry.
He was emotional.
What's wrong with crying?
There's nothing wrong with crying. It's actually good. And, we all got to let it out. Okay,
Shed a tear after the show.
My favorite international moment was Brazilian gymnast Rebecca Andrade. That was in the floor routine. She was with Simone Biles. And, Simone Biles, kind of an upset here. Rebecca ends up with the gold medal, Simone with the second, Jordan Chiles with that bronze medal. And it was an unbelievable tournament to watch. But that moment right there on the podium where
Iconic.
Simone Biles and Jordan Chiles bow down to her, give her her moment. It was the epitome of sportsmanship to me. Simone Biles is an incredible athlete. It was awesome watching her. But for her to have the class to bow down and give Rebecca that moment, it was, I don't know, I just thought it was really, really special. And I think it was significant to what the Olympics represent, which is, kind of bridging the worlds and having the world come together. And that moment on the podium really did that for me.
Yeah, it was very clear throughout Paris 2024 how tight the gymnast community is. Not just that moment where gymnasts are uplifting other gymnasts, but we remember that moment of Ellie Black comforting the French gymnasts as well. So yeah, that image will stick with me for a while.
And there's a lot of sports like that too, right? Like we saw that with breakdancing and gymnastics. Like there are certain sports that it feels more competitive with themselves and as a team sometimes instead of against a competitor. So yeah, I don't know. Those are always special moments to me. I'm a cheese ball, so I like those moments. Yeah.
Well, just because the Olympics are over doesn't mean there aren't more special moments to come. The Paralympics are coming to our TVs, to our internet pages, and CBC will have everybody covered. That coverage starts on Wednesday, August 28th.
So yeah, absolutely. If you have enjoyed the Olympics like so many Canadians have, you have to tune into the Paralympics. You have to. No, but seriously, like the athleticism, the perseverance in this, Olympians sacrifice so much, but arguably Paralympians sacrifice even more to get to where they are. And these are just outstanding people and athletes. And here's the thing. When you watch the Paralympics, there's something for everybody. There's an event that is out there for everyone. There are athletes, their storylines are incredible that you can get behind. So that is my pitch, that, in 2 weeks' time, tune into the Paralympics because you're going to immensely enjoy it. And here, you're also going to enjoy our new digital hosts for the Paralympics because they have incredible lived experience. Michelle Saltz, a Paralympian in snowboarding, and Brian Nachu, a former national seated thrower. They are going to be taking the reins from us, and we got to speak with them a little bit earlier.
We are honored to be joined by our counterparts, the people who will be hosting the Paralympics, Michelle Saltz and Brian Nachu. Guys, welcome.
When Dale and I first started the show, we did a little bit of a handoff, and we did it with a special item that was fitting for Paris. And so we wanted to hand something off to you.
This is kind of a passing of the baton, but we're silly over here at CBC Olympics. So this is for you guys. This is a baguette. We present this to you. I can't get down on one knee. I'm going to throw it at the camera. Is that okay, Allie? Ready? Here.
Nice catch! Well, thank you so much, guys, and we wish you the best of luck here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm really looking forward to it.
I don't know why I would tell them that we're silly, because we're totally serious people, Meg.
We've been wanting to pull these hats out for a very long time. This felt like a fitting moment.
It did. And so, yes, we threw the baguette. We know that Brian is a national seeded thrower, but couldn't really catch it because we did that interview virtually. We've kept the baguette here at the CBC Olympic studio. We're going to keep it here for them. By then, it'll probably be stale, but we can count on our incredible producer, Tanya, to get them a new one.
So I guess it's time for Meg's Must Watch, our very last one, and there's nothing else to watch but the closing ceremony. So that happens at 3 p.m. Eastern. You can watch that on CBC Gem. It is sure to be a show. And Dale is snacking on that baguette, waiting.
It's already stale.
Wait.
It's already stale, man.
That's your closing ceremony snack.
No.
Dale, it's been such a blast doing this with you, and I feel so grateful and honored every time I get to do the Olympics to tell some of these stories. And you've made it just so awesome.
Well, you know what? I'd love to break bread with you, Meg. Why don't you have a bite as well?
Okay.
I really want to say thank you because we don't roll credits on this show, but say thank you to all the people that make this machine go. That includes Tanya, Wendy, Eli, Erica, Ali, Brad,
Ryan,
Bolin,
Monica,
everybody.
Yeah.
Didn't I say Wendy? Somebody's telling me I didn't say Wendy, but I thought it was the second name that I said. But appreciate Ali keeping me on my toes.
Yeah, everyone has been so incredible, and this show would not have been doable without such hard work that happens behind the scenes. So,
Bread for everybody. Bread for all of you.
all right, that's it. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. It's been great.
Thank you.